Well, the hits just keep on coming for The Flash, as it's official. The Flash is the biggest bomb and the biggest loser in terms of money that WB has ever put out. At this point, I think pretty much every media outlet and everybody has kicked The Flash while The Flash was down. A lot of it, I think, is justified with the way that they handled the marketing, the Ezra Miller situation, the way that they ignored all problems and questions asked about the star and various other things that were related to them. So, is this gonna shock anybody? Are you gonna sit there and tell me that you are genuinely shocked by this? You know, going into this, I think it was Mitch on the podcast that was saying, I don't think this thing is even gonna make $400 million. And we were all like, really? Like, that's really low. Come on, Mitch. But he was right. And a lot of people are now looking back at what was said, what was done, specifically everything related to this film, looking at these financials and going, well, what now? Why? How? I think by this time next year, we're going to have to wait for the fiscal year to end in April of next year. Once we see some financials, once we get a giant breakdown of everything, I think we're going to have an interesting picture as to the budget. Now remember, there are secret things they don't have to reveal, money that they like funnel into it that will not be here. But the studios will reveal it to some degree because they have to sort of hint at it. And then we're going to have like Variety and Deadline come out and confirm what these numbers were. And by all accounts, The Flash lost about 450 to 650 million. Now, that's a pretty big gap, but we're not just talking the film in theaters. We're talking the film as a whole. We're talking the film with action figures, with merchandise, and that number balloons even further if this holds any truth to it. So it'll be interesting to see just what we get at the end because, again, the reason this thing could get even worse is depending on how many people buy it on digital and also what happens with the film when it hits DVD Blu-ray. Is that going to factor into this? And do they undersell and then have to go on sale? Because if they do, that affects the bottom line even more. So we'll talk about that when we know more, but this thing is looking worse than anybody previously imagined. And that's something that I don't think we were going to say at any point, but here we are.